I have never talked to myself to a camera before, so bear with me. I'm gonna do my best. So I actually wanted to make this video for coming out day, but that didn't happen, so I'm making it today. And I'm here today, my beautiful children, to tell you how it gets better. I guess I can go ahead and just tell my whole story. From first gay, all the way until coming out, and everything that happened with that. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. So, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but my story started out growing up in a very conservative Christian way. Everything that I heard about being gay or gay people or anything to do with the gay, from family, friends, school, media, TV, the news, everything that I heard was always the same as far as being gay went. And that was always abomination, hell, ew, gross, gay, all these things. I didn't agree with it, but it was easy to not agree with it because it didn't apply to me directly, obviously, because this is, like, when I'm a young child, so the only thing that I'm really concerned about is, like, Pokemon and Power Rangers and Batman. So, you know, this is all through elementary school, but I just kind of brushed it off. It didn't really apply to me. That is until the 6th grade, when the first gay happened. I was walking towards lunch, and walking out of lunch was the boy that changed everything. He had on a red hoodie and black pants, and he had a nice butt and a cute face. And he walked this way, and I walked this way. And then this is me. As he's walking away, I just do like an about face, and I just watched his butt walk away. Butt. And I stared at it, and I don't know how anybody looking couldn't have known, but I was feeling it. And from just about that moment forward, it's constantly in here, just boys, just all the time. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so all of a sudden, little Michael, that hadn't really thought about whether he was straight or gay, suddenly was seeing boys everywhere. I had men on the brain constantly, like all the time. But obviously that message that I was getting all of a sudden applied to me out of nowhere. Everything that I had heard up until that point about being gay was that it was wrong, and suddenly I was that wrong. So, for the next 8 years or so, I kind of just kept that to myself. I can't say that nobody knew, because there's a lot of people that knew, and if you're watching this and you knew, you know who you are. So yeah, I definitely kept that to myself all through middle and high school. And looking back, I really wish that I had come out sooner. I think that life could have been great, but I was scared. I had a lot of fear going on in my head because I didn't know what anybody was going to think, because everything I always heard up until that point was that being gay was awful and you were the devil and people were going to just eat you if you were gay. So I didn't want to tell anybody, and so I didn't. And I kind of deluded myself into thinking that even though I never looked at any girls and had men on the brain 24/7, that I was in fact straight, and that it was just a phase. I actually never even gave anybody the chance to tell me otherwise. It was always me telling myself, oh, nope, you're straight, no gay, just boys everywhere. I had a lot of, I guess what could be called cover girlfriends, but I didn't really see them that way because I thought that I was straight. People from time to time would be like, you know, Michael, if you're gay, you can tell us, it'll be fine. And I was like, no. On the inside, I'm just boys. But on the outside, I was like, no. Girls, lots of girls, all the time. Just throw them on me. Just pile girls all over me. Now this next part, if you are someone who is related to me, like my mother or grandmother, just kind of plug your ears for like a minute or so. Once I turned 18, I kind of found a way to express that inner turmoil, and I kind of did that by hooking up with some guys, some meaning lots, all the time. And again, even when I was hooking up with these guys, I still thought, oh, I'm just straight. I just happen to be hooking up with guys. What are you going to do about it? Like, I'm straight. Like, straight as hell. So I did definitely start hooking up with guys. And I think for me, and I don't want to condone anybody doing this, and I don't want to bash anybody doing this, just because even though chances are only people that I know are going to see this video, on the off chance that there are young gays out there that happen across this, I don't want to say anything wrong. So I'm not bashing hooking up with people, and I'm not condoning hooking up with people. It just is what it is. It's something that I did. So what I did was hook up with these guys, and it was kind of subconsciously my way of release, because at least whenever I was with them, I didn't have to think about it. I just was with a guy. It felt natural. They usually weren't going to ask if I was gay. That's a strange thing to ask when you're hooking up with a guy as a guy. So, you know, that never really came up as a topic of conversation with them. It was just a way to... Ooh, the vapors. That was just a way to express my gayness without admitting it. But that changed with one guy in particular. After we were done making breakfast together. I'm just kidding, we didn't make breakfast together. That's silly. After we were done doing our thing, he just randomly asked me. I was in his truck, and he asked me, he was like, so, are you gay or bi? And as just like a knee-jerk reaction, I was like, oh, I'm straight. And he just gave me this look like, really bitch, are you? Are you straight? Are you bitch? And I was just like, yeah, I'm straight. And he was like, so what we just did, that was straight. And I was like, yeah. Girls. That was my response to that. And he kind of just wouldn't let it drop. I think he read the inner turmoil inside of the Michael. And so he was like, no, you're not. He's like, are you bi or are you gay? You need to tell me which one it is. And I was like, no, I'm straight. And he just would not let up. And he kept going on, and it was about 10 minutes. And then finally I was just like, I'm gay, God. And I said it annoyed, but as soon as I said the words, I'm gay, it was like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. Like, I don't know if I'm doing it justice, just how much I didn't even tell myself that I was gay for 8 years. I didn't even think it. It wasn't even a thought in my head, and I sure didn't tell anybody else that. And so finally just saying that words, it was like 8 years of just repressing it, just exploded out of me. Like rainbows and unicorns shot everywhere. Oprah came and slapped me. It was great. And all of a sudden, I realized, I just am gay. Gay as hell. Never been straight whatsoever. It just, all this self-realization. And so then I felt the need to bring other people in on my self-realization. And I came out in a big way. Somewhat big. Definitely not the way definitely not the way that I've heard of other people coming out before, but to each their own. What I did was I typed up on a little phone, sent this text. I typed it up, and it was way over dramatic and over emotional and gushy, and talking about how I didn't want to lie anymore, and I was going to start being honest, and just saying, I am gay, I am Michael Lead, and I am gay, and I sent that message to everyone. Like, sent it to my family, I sent it to close friends, sent it to people I hadn't talked to in years, I sent it to, my dentist, I sent it to, teachers, sent it to, people I didn't even know. I just started typing in numbers and adding it in. I swear half the world got that text. If you're watching this video, I can almost 95% guarantee that you got that text. And I sent it to everybody. And then as soon as I clicked send, the fear sunk in again. I, threw my phone, and I don't know how it didn't crack, but it didn't. And I threw my phone, and I sat down on a bench because I was outside, and I was just like, I live here now on this bench. I'm never going to talk to anybody ever again. Why did I do that? Oh my goodness, can I take the text back? Are there time machines? I will test a time machine for you if you have one, because I need to go back and stop this message. And I sat there for a good while, probably about an hour, and I had a phone that said if I had a message, but it didn't say who it was from, or how many messages, or it didn't say who the message was from. And so I just saw the number start tacking up. Oh, I have 5 messages now. Oh, I have 7 messages now. And I was like, that's a nice number. But I'm never opening my phone ever again. I might as well throw it away. And I sat there for a little while, terrified. And then I started to open up the messages. And then the greatest thing that could possibly happen happened. It was nothing but love and support from everybody. Like, every single person that responded. All sorts of, we love you, Michael, we're so happy for you, oh my goodness, you're gay and stuff, it's great. And that's all that people were sending to me. And I think comes full circle to kind of my main point for making this video, for anybody who is struggling with coming out or feeling alone. I won't lie to you and say that there's not hatred in the world, because there definitely is. There was a reason why I didn't come out for 8 years. There definitely was, so I understand. But definitely don't assume that that's going to be the reaction that you're going to get. Because when I sent that group message, I was expecting fire and brimstone. I thought volcanoes were going to erupt and the end times were going to start. And instead I got nothing but love and support and acceptance from everybody. So I think that's my message to all of the young LGBT youth out there, is to not be afraid of coming out. Go ahead. Just come out with your best self. Do it. I'm sorry I said that. That was embarrassing. So yes, it definitely does get better. And if you're watching this video, then there's one person that I know of in this world, on this planet, that definitely is going to love you and accept you and support you no matter what you come out as, anywhere in the rainbow, all the way across the LGBTQA+, all of it. So, I don't know how to close this. So I'm going to close it with a song.